Hello and welcome to this video. So I have a ritual where I try different ideas on Saturdays when I have time, and on this weekend I set out to find out how I can use a very simple reinforcement learning algorithm to train a robot how to optimize an objective function. And in case you don't understand what I mean by an objective function, don't worry. The focus of this video is to take you from knowing nothing about reinforcement learning and up to the point where you are able to build a robot and also program it to automatically find out what you want it to do. So in this weekend's project, what I did was I constructed this robot here with an EV3 Mindstorm or Legos Mindstorm. And so if you have a Legos Mindstorm at home, you should be able to put together this very simple robot. If you don't have a Legos Mindstorm at home, it should be possible for you. If you someone who is into electronics, it should be possible for you to put together your own little robot. All you need are just two electric motors and some infrared distance sensor. But it will be very good if you have a Legos Mindstorm at home for the purpose of this video. So to build a robot, I used a very simple part. So what you can see here is the EV3 brick, which is the main computer on the robot. And then I use these two large motors, so one and then two. And if you look at it here, I also have the infrared distance sensor here. And this is what I'm going to use to sense a distance. As to how these parts and especially the sensor here plays a role in the reinforcement learning, I am sure it is not clear to you, but at the end of this video, you will understand why I needed this infrared distance sensor and why I needed to put motors here. I think that is quite obvious because you want the robot to move either forward, back, or remain, or to perform any function that you want it to do. And in the case of reinforcement learning, what happens is you don't explicitly program the robot to know what you want it to do. For example, if all I wanted was for this robot to move forward, I wouldn't need reinforcement learning in the first place. What I would have to do is to just put a loop and then tell the motors to move forward, and it will move forward. It's the same if I wanted it to move backwards. But in the case of reinforcement learning, which is a live learning system, what happens is you place the robot, in this case we also call it an agent, you place it in an environment and you haven't explicitly programmed it to know what you want it to do. What it has to do is encoded in something called the objective function, and it is the task of the agent. In this case, when I say agent, I am referring to the code running on the robot, specifically the EV3. Sometimes people can mistakenly think of the robot as an agent, which is not entirely wrong in itself, but I want you to remember that whenever I say agent, I am talking about the code that controls the physical movement and what this robot does. So if you have Legos Mindstorm at home, it's a very simple robot to construct. You just need to give it a base, put the EV3 on it, find a way to fix your infrared sensor in front of it, and that should be it. And one thing I also did was I realized my Legos kit didn't come with this ball caster here. So what I did was to download this ball caster frame from Thingsverse. So there is already an STL file that some good people have uploaded there. I downloaded it, I printed it, and I placed one of the red balls that come with the kit into it. So I have my ball caster nicely fitted there. So yeah, this is it about just the robot construction. And in the next section, I'm going to explain to you the algorithm that powers this robot and makes it possible for it to learn the objective function that I want it to optimize. Okay, thank you.